The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Loneliness does not come from having no people, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself, or from holding certain views which others find inadmissible. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darknesses of other people. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Show me a sane man, and I will cure him for you. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light of meaning in the darkness of mere being. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. We cannot change anything unless we accept it. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The one is the shadow of the other. Through pride, we are ever deceiving ourselves. But deep down below the surface of the average conscience, a still small voice says to us, something is out of tune. The best political, social, and spiritual work we can do is to withdraw the projection of our shadow onto others. The first half of life is devoted to forming a healthy ego, the second half is going inward and letting go of it. Every human life contains a potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, then that life was wasted. Sensation tells us a thing is. Thinking tells us what it is this thing is. Feeling tells us what this thing is to us. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness, and the word happy would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. It all depends on how we look at things and not on how things are in themselves. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. Anyone who attempts to do both, to adjust to his group and at the same time pursue his individual goal, becomes neurotic. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. Without this playing with fantasy, no creative work has ever yet come to birth. The debt we owe to the play of the imagination is incalculable. Midlife is the time to let go of an over-dominant ego and to contemplate the deeper significance of human existence. When an inner situation is not made conscious, it appears outside as fate. The majority of my patients consisted not of believers but of those who had lost their faith. Life really does begin at 40. Up until then, you are just doing research. Faith, hope, love, and insight are the highest achievements of human effort. They are found given by experience. Often, the hands will solve a mystery that the intellect has struggled with in vain. I have always been impressed by the fact that there are a surprising number of individuals who never use their minds if they can avoid it, and an equal number who do use their minds, but in an amazingly stupid way. Man cannot stand a meaningless life. We should know what our convictions are and stand for them. One's own philosophy, conscious or unconscious, depends on one's ultimate interpretation of facts. Therefore, it is wise to be as clear as possible about one's subjective principles. As the man is, so will be his ultimate truth. The creative mind plays with the object it loves. What we do not make conscious emerges later as fate. The kernel of all jealousy is lack of love. One who looks outside dreams. One who looks inside awakens. Every human life contains potential. If that potential is not fulfilled, that life was wasted. Freedom of will is the ability to do gladly that which I must do. Do not compare, do not measure. No other way is like yours. All other ways deceive and tempt you. You must fulfill the way that is in you. The world will ask who you are, and if you do not know, the world will tell you. Life calls not for perfection, but for completeness. Companionship thrives only when each individual remembers his individuality and does not identify himself with others. I do not forget that my voice is but one voice, my experience a mere drop in the sea, my knowledge no greater than the visual field in a microscope.